Mitty gang, man. It's your boy L Mitty. Nope, Mid Financialist coming at you with another video. L Mitty comes from the boy L Schmitty, because that's the L Schmitty is the alternate ego of Mid Financialist in the other video. But anyway, Schmitty gang, you know we've been on a roll today. Mitty gang, sorry, not Schmitty gang, but Schmitty gang is over here mad. Anybody over here from Mitty gang over mad at Schmitty gang because Schmitty gang ain't posted? It's because Mitty gang been going crazy. So anyways, y'all, but right, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing, Lil Riot? Lil Riot's over here trying to start a riot. That's the dog. That's the dog riot part of the gang with y'all. But anyways, today we have an interesting video from none other than your favorite Andre Jack, Mr. Jack. We got a video from Mr. Jack coming at you right now. This says America's fraud is bigger than you think. Fraud is a long, big term. Fraud means a lot of things. So let's see what he's talking about today here, man.
We should talk about the fraud in America, because a couple of weeks
Hello, we would like to ask you where the money is going.
we found out something that should have never happened in this country. A YouTuber went to Minnesota and started asking some very basic questions.
How deep is this fraud here inside of Minnesota?
It is far worse than anybody can.
Oh no, bro. Even the way this guy decided, bro, he was waiting for this moment for fucking his whole life. Whoever Paul Peter, the man, I know this guy got two first names. I don't know what his name is. The guy right here, Schmitty gang, Mitty gang, the guy right here, he for sure got two first names, but he been waiting for this moment his entire life. He should, whenever they you could tell he didn't know that. He was like, just tell me when the cameras is ready. Just tell me when the camera's ready and I'm ready. And watch how quick he throw those hands up. He throw the dukes up like he fighting MMA style.
Inside of Minnesota.
It is far worse than anybody can imagine.
He walked up to daycare centers that were allegedly making millions of dollars a year, and what he found shocked the world.
A second hearing on February 10th could put Governor Tim Walz and Attorney General Keith Ellison under oath. Chairman James Comer accusing both men.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz and Attorney General Keith Ellison have either been asleep at the wheel or complacent in a massive fraud involving taxpayer dollars in Minnesota's social services program.
The wheel or complicit in the alleged.
That nigga ain't sleep at the wheel. He look pretty sharp if you ask me. Pinstripes and a fucking
President
pin.
Trump, meanwhile, chiming in today as well, calling Walz.
Damn.
Governor.
Trump calling you
That
crooked
video
is
got
crazy.
100 million views, and within just days of that video going viral, the federal government froze roughly $200 million in child care funding to the whole state.
A YouTuber did this? It wasn't even Tommy G? A YouTuber? You mean tell me a YouTuber walked over, asked you some basic questions, and then the nigga made the news, got 100 million views, and they fucking froze $200 million worth of money?
But now the whole country is asking a very basic question, which is, why did it take a young YouTuber to find out that there's allegedly systemic fraud in the country? Why didn't the media, the regulators, the IRS, anyone catch any of it before a young independent journalist? And I think Minnesota
This
is
is bad
the whole
luck.
story.
This is bad
Minnesota
luck.
is
Fucking CNN, Fox, they all banging that nigga's line right now. Like, hey bro, go work. Come work for us.
just what we found this week, and this could be the tip of the iceberg, because when you zoom out, some people say that fraud, waste, and abuse across the federal government could be as high as $1.5 trillion a year. Now that number is so big, it almost sounds fake, but let me just put it into perspective. The average American pays roughly $15,000 a year in federal income taxes. Now, over a working person's
Sickening.
lifetime, that's about $600,000, which means 1 year of $1.5 trillion in fraud is the entire lifetime of 2.5 million Americans paying federal income taxes every single year. Okay, now, an even better way to understand it is that if our tax dollars were not used for fraud, and if it really is $1.5 trillion like some people estimate, then we could exempt, in other words, not pay income taxes on up to $200,000 a year.
If you cut 1.5 trillion in fraud, you could exempt all income tax up to 200. Nah, man, because I'm about to grab the shiesty. I think I'm about to grab the shiesty, bro. You mean to tell me you taking my $15,000? You, nigga, you, the motherfucking governor with fucking oversight of fucking, goddamn censorship. The person who makes sure my videos don't blow up past 50 views because they know I tell the whole black community everything. You, motherfucker, you the reason I gotta pay? And you can exempt up to $200,000 worth of taxes? Nah, bro, I'm about to lose it. Schmitty gang, I'm about to lose it.
Now, whether that number is 1.5
We 2
trillion,
minutes into the fucking
whether
video.
it's too high or too low or somewhere in between, almost doesn't even matter at this point, because once people start believing that their work and their honesty and their taxes are being allegedly stolen, then trust collapses and we cease to have a country. We just have an LLC. And when trust collapses, people stop wanting to go to work.
It's a waste of time to vote, and it's a waste of energy to pay taxes so that we can give it to people that are going to steal from us. And then we can send it to other countries that hate us.
And that's a problem. So in this video, I want to talk about what this story in
Ooh,
Minnesota
it's
actually
about to be
represents,
juicy,
why it's
nigga.
resonating so much right
It's
now,
about to be juicy,
and what
nigga.
it says about our
You made me
institutions,
mad and that white
our
man mad.
leadership,
You
and
making
maybe
all the
more importantly,
demographics mad.
trying to understand why all of this is happening. I got to sit down with Nick Shirley to help me answer some of those questions. So with that
Bro,
said, let's
Andre,
begin.
nigga, you look hella.
I mean,
This
he's all legit.
nigga look like Anakin Skywalker in this bitch, bro. Like, not literally, but like fucking evil. Why'd you look evil right
Well,
there?
come for the finance and stay for the fraud. Now, these are not the kind of videos I want to be making, but this is the kind of stuff that makes people lose confidence in the idea of a country. Because the extent of this alleged fraud is something we don't really know yet. No one knows how big this thing is, but in Minnesota alone, they estimate something like $9 billion worth of fraud, and that
Motherfucking soda. Minnesota! $9 billion? What? They make, I don't even think they make $9 billion in Minnesota. It's fucking Minnesota.
has been happening since 2018.
What?
To round up anyone who is involved in defrauding American taxpayers of what apparently amounts to $9 billion in a very, very small state.
That nigga look like he hit on it. I don't like him. This guy, I don't like him. Look, I'm covering up half his face. I don't like him. He looks like he's in on it.
Now, what's interesting
Is he
is the
interviewing
response
somebody?
from the governor of Minnesota, Tim Walz, the guy whose job
Yeah,
it
what's
is to
his next
technically protect the people and his state. And I thought his response would be something like, "Wow, this is crazy. Thank you, Nick Shirley, for revealing this. I didn't know this was happening in my state. If this
Yeah,
is
for
true,
real.
and it certainly looks like something's off, we better start arresting people and holding them accountable, and I will personally make sure that every single dollar is paid back to taxpayers." But that's not what he said. Here's what he had to say.
What this nigga say?
This is what happens when they target communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat.
Who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? The niggas paying them their goddamn taxes? Who the fuck is that? Oh, hell no, Eddie.
And this is what happens when they no longer...
He put this nigga. Chad. He put this nigga. This is the YouTuber. This is the motherfucking YouTuber. What did they put him on the screen for? They scapegoat. They nigga who? They this nigga is organ. I saw this nigga at the gym the other day. I saw him grabbing matcha from the corner store, nigga. He picked up a pizza. The fuck you mean they? This is a regular ass nigga. You put his fucking selfie on the nigga took a Snapchat selfie, posted it on his story. You took screenshot of that shit, put it on Fox News like it was a goddamn mugshot. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this?
hide the idea of white supremacy.
What'd he say?
And this is what happens when they... This is what happens when they target...
Look at the nigga over here looking at him.
...communities for their own benefit. This is what happens when they scapegoat. And this is what happens when they no longer hide the idea of white supremacy.
Since when has fraud ever been about identity? Fraud is fraud, regardless of where you come from or what you look like. But for some reason, it's the white supremacists. And if you think about it in retrospect, it almost makes a lot of sense why he was one of the biggest
even know what the
critics
fuck he
of
talking
Elon
about.
Musk and Doge. When Elon
This nigga did not like it when Elon pulled up. He said, fuck this nigga. He said, fuck it. You letting this guy, you let this guy in? Hey, Trump, you sure about that, man? I don't know if we want to let this guy in. You sure?
said, if you want to know who's committing the fraud, look who's complaining the loudest.
One of the things I remember from the PayPal days was that, you know who complains the loudest? Is the fraudsters. Okay, so
anyway, after that video went viral and after the response, a lot of people were rightfully very angry. They started making videos saying that they're going to stop paying their taxes and they're going to stop voting.
If J.D. Vance does not push for treason with capital punishment against Tim Walz,
Goddamn! He's treason with nigga, isn't that the death penalty? They want this nigga dead! Oh no.
vote for him.
They want this nigga dead or they ain't voting and paying taxes.
Do not vote for him.
Now here's the thing. If fraud is proven,
They want that
because it's
nigga
still
dead.
allegedly fraud, right? Then the system allowed it to exist. But even if it turns out to be incompetence rather than criminal intent, then that's not much better. Because in both cases, the protections that are supposed to safeguard our tax money didn't work. Now, so far, the federal government has frozen funding, but the funding wasn't frozen because of an internal audit caught something, and it wasn't paused because regulators saw something off. The funding was frozen after millions of people saw that their money was allegedly being stolen. And the fact that the response came after the video went viral, not before, doesn't look good. But maybe the craziest part about this is that in Washington state...
Wait. After it went viral. He didn't say after it dropped. Nigga, that shit dropped. That shit landed on his front desk. He said, hold up. This is a depiction. Chat, this is a depiction of what happened when this shit hit his front desk in the morning. Oh, so what do we have? Hey, Becky, bring me my 7 p.m. slut. Oh, you already here? Yeah, that's real good. You say you saw one on your TikTok? Nah, girl, shut the fuck up and suck this. Okay. Yeah. You feel? Becky, what are you doing in here? Don't you know I get my 7 p.m. Come on. You said what on the TikTok? He dropped the what on the YouTube? On the Instagram too? Man, fuck him. Ain't nobody gonna listen to that nigga. Becky, get to sucking. Becky leaves. Becky, where you going? Oh, you think you said the police about to be here? You don't want to get arrested for prostitution? Why would the police be here? The FBI? Oh shit! Hold up, let me go check to see what the fuck on the phone. You know what I'm saying? Sorry for that little skit, but damn, this nigga didn't even care when he heard about that. Nigga, that means he heard about it. Cause after it goes viral, it means he heard about the shit. And it was like, it probably just brush over, like nobody really gonna listen. Bro, that make me mad as shit. That make me about mad
A
as shit.
senator has already pre-filed legislation that would make it harder for the public to find the...
In response to the massive daycare flaw being exposed by independent journalists using the state websites, WA State Senator Lisa Wellman has pre-filed legislation to hide information about daycares and their operations in public. You mean to tell me this bitch, this Karen hoe, this, I shouldn't say Karen hoe, that's my realtor's name. I don't know why I just dropped her shit like that. But this Karen...
information about daycares and their operators.
How she already
So
hiding
I guess
shit?
the government seems to think less transparency is the answer to the potential fraud. And all of this took a young YouTuber to uncover. And he's here with me today to help me answer a question that I have, which is, why is all of this being done and how is it all connected? What else did you find when you were doing that story?
Yeah, so the daycares and the
This
fraud is only
nigga
one
damn near
part of
just
it.
graduated
But
high
what I
school,
think
bro.
what really keeps it all together is Minnesota has some of the most liberal voter ID ID laws. For instance, do you remember when they used to say that voter ID was racist?
Yes.
So essentially, right now in Minnesota, if you're a legal citizen, you can vouch on behalf of 8 people to vote. So if you're having an election,
If you're a legal citizen, you can vouch on behalf of 8 people to vote. One person can vote for 8 people. 8 people can vote for 40 people. Excuse me, 40 people can vote for 240 people. You get what I'm saying?
and on election day, you go and you show that you're a citizen, you're a legal citizen of the United States. You can then go and vouch on behalf of 8 people to then vote that same day. And so essentially what that means is one person who's a legal citizen has the power to say, yep, that person is who they say they are, and they can vouch on behalf of that person for 8 people. So all you have to do is
That person? Why the fuck is it just that person? We have all these goddamn laws. All these goddamn laws. And it just says that person? We're over here blurring the lines of they and them and for fucking restrooms. And it just says that person so fucking Sally Bob Joe could go vote for Lawrence. Why the fuck? Why can't anybody just vote for anybody? They ain't gotta be my family member. Like, it don't gotta be nobody important. Can't be like my dog or something.
Who they say they are. You don't have to show any
is
legal
crazy.
paperwork or anything, and that vote then counts.
So if one person has their actual identity and their ID and a place of residency, they can vouch for up to 8 other people who might not have their own independent verification.
Yes.
That's insane. And that part obviously blew me away, and I really wanted to fact check this.
For real.
It turns out that's actually true. One person with an ID can vouch for up to 8 people. And it doesn't just stop there. It's not just up to 8 people. If you work for certain residential places, like for example, group homes, shelters, assisted living facilities, child care centers,
daycare,
the rules actually allow staff members to vouch for an unlimited number of residents at that location. And that means one person can vouch for as many people as they want, as long as...
What? No fucking way! This is just in Minnesota? This is just in Minnesota? One motherfucker can vote for everybody. Nigga, what? Don't nobody see a fucking problem with that? Nobody. Nobody. Me, I can vote for him, her, him, bodies. Nigga, I can vote for fucking everybody. I just gotta open the goddamn daycare. Nigga, kids can't even vote. What do you mean? What do you mean? A child can... And this is all starting over daycares. This is all motherfucking starting over daycares. Huh? World, get the fucking video going, bro. Look at Andre's face. He's like, yeah, nigga, I know this is some crazy shit. Yeah, nigga, I know this is some crazy shit. Just listen up. Just listen.
They work in the same place.
And now to be clear, that doesn't mean that fraud is automatically happening, but it does mean that it could potentially be happening.
It does mean it's a
Just
slippery
think about it.
motherfucking
They're
slope.
taking them for their word, not even showing any form of identification. If they're taking them for their word, not even showing any form of identification.
Right, so the system was designed...
Imagine I just get pulled over, and they're like, hey, nigga, whose car this is? And I was all like, oh, it's my neighbor across the street. They let you drive it? Yeah. He vouched for me. Alright, you're good to go. The fuck? The fuck?
...be such that we might not know about this automatically.
Yes.
Because if we did, then you wouldn't have had to been the one to expose it.
Yeah, and it should concern everybody, because this is
It should concern everybody because this little motherfucker here don't look no smarter than Sally Joe, Bob, or Bill. Even if he's just a regular ass guy. Why did it just... Oh my god.
that will change the shape of a country or a state or a city just based off of this vouching.
What was interesting to me is that so much of the media is attacking you personally, and I saw them call
real,
you
bro.
a MAGA influencer,
Oh, my
rather than focusing on what the real story actually is, and I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, it's very disheartening in a way that I just went and showed people what was happening. Now, you may not like my style.
I ain't gonna lie, this is what's wrong with you Trump fucking haters, nigga. Y'all need to chill the fuck out. Ain't everything about that nigga, bro. He's one fucking guy, okay? He's one fucking guy. There's 50 fucking states. Just because this nigga exposed a Democrat doesn't mean he's a fucking Trumper.
Of journalism,
Niggas making me
or
sick.
you may not trust my style of journalism. However, I know that I showed you the truth, and you can watch the video. It's not hyper-edited or anything. The interactions are for what they are. But it's weird that they're now coming after the person who investigated the fraud versus the people doing the fraud.
Right. It's weird because fraud should be fraud. It's not a left versus right, a Republican versus Democrat.
No, and that's the problem, is now you're seeing people literally coming out supporting fraud. But fraud is fraud, and a crime is a crime, and if a population is creating 89% of the fraud happening inside your state, that doesn't make you a racist. That just means you're speaking the facts.
So as of right now, it seems, hypothetically speaking, if somebody wanted to use fraud to get more votes, to get into power, or to get money for a business that may or may not exist, the system will not automatically prevent them from doing so.
Yes, that's what
The
it's.
system will not, or to get money for a bit to use fraud to get means. Hypothetically speaking, if somebody wanted to use fraud to get more votes, to get into power, or to get money for a business that may or may not exist, the system will not automatically prevent them from doing so.
Yes, that's what it seems like.
Okay, so after talking to Nick and seeing this kind of failure of oversight, if we want to call it that, especially in areas like political donations and voting, which seems to be at the center of this, the uncomfortable question is, if the system is not catching the fraud automatically, then why would we assume it stops there? Is this just a Minnesota story, or is this happening across every state in the whole country?
Yeah, what the fuck are the odds that this is
The
only in
more I
Minnesota?
research this, it seems like the answer is most likely fraud in America is much bigger than Minnesota and the child care centers. And here's just one big example of that. Just recently, HUD, the Department of Housing and Urban Development, discovered that in 2024 alone, over $5 billion went to over 200,000 inactive accounts. Now, if you're not sure what HUD even is, HUD is supposed to help people afford private
It's like assisted living damn near.
housing, specifically low-income families, seniors, and people with disabilities. And they do that by paying a portion of their rent to landlords, the people who own the houses. And the tenant is typically responsible for paying the rest, which is about 30%. So the government covers 70%, the person pays 30%. Okay, but in 2024 alone, over $5 billion were misappropriated. Of that money, 77 million went to people who weren't even alive, 150 million went to social security numbers that didn't even exist.
How do you do that? How the fuck do you do that? Bro, I can't put in the wrong social security number to open up a fucking Planet Fitness account, nigga. They'll be like, who the fuck are you? I can't even get a phone or a car or anything with a fake fucking social security number, but y'all niggas can fucking give up 150 million? What the fuck?
288 million of that went to pay excessively high rent, so maybe things like luxury housing, which obviously this isn't supposed to be for, and 5.2 billion to inactive SAM.gov accounts.
What's that?
What is SAM.gov?
Yes, what's Sam.gov?
SAM.gov is the federal government's master database for who's allowed to get taxpayer money. If an account is not active, like in this case, payments were automatically supposed to stop. So these accounts were not supposed to be eligible at all, but somehow they still got the money, which means billions of taxpayer dollars were sent to entities that failed the most basic verification check. So
Basic.
when people look at this,
Basic as
how
fuck.
does
A
anyone
I-9.
interpret this?
They failed a fucking I-9. A I-9. I could do that right.
Either the system's broken, at best, on some technological level, and that's giving it the benefit of the doubt, which is a stretch at this point, or the system is used intentionally for fraud because we're assuming you'd have to manually override these payments sent to these inactive accounts. Otherwise, the money couldn't have been spent. So how did that happen? The system is used intentionally for fraud because we're assuming you'd have to manually override these payments sent to these inactive accounts.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the money couldn't have been spent. So how did that happen? The GAO estimates that based on what we know today, and this is just what we know, what's been revealed, not the real number, but from the limit.
Ooh, I swear, y'all, this is one reason, like, I fuck AI, all that shit, right? Right. Fuck AI, but, like, if the AI could just look at our fucking balance sheet and just keep it so 100 with us, and don't you program that bitch to be a fraudulent nigga, and the AI better not start funding his own pocketbooks. But if we could just be so rough, this is just $5 million in one billion dollars in one association, 1.5 trillion. Goddamn, I'm lowballing the shit out of them. $1.5 trillion in one association, in minute motherfucking soda. $1.5 trillion. $5 billion in the fucking projects, nigga.
Information that we have. Over the last 20 years or so, the government has misappropriated
not another trillion.
roughly $2.7 trillion. And that's just...
Bro, we're in $37 trillion of the debt, or 33, 34, whatever, and you just talk to me about $3. You could have knocked out $3 trillion worth of debt just doing your motherfucking job!
That's what we know. And that was information as of October 2024. So this is not recent. The real number is probably way, way higher. Now, arguably the most upsetting thing about this is that it seems like the government, and I mean everyone involved, the left, the right, the politicians, the media, the institutions, everyone seems complicit in this. Like somehow our government knows exactly, down to the last dollar, how much we owe in taxes. How many Venmo payments we sent over $600. But somehow, the government just...
Ain't that about a bitch? Say it the best. That's spoken the motherfucking best. They know when we send more than $600 motherfucking dollars. $600. They know when we buy a new PC. They know when we motherfucking get new tires, nigga. They know everything. Get a new watch. Get a new this. Get a new that. They know the littlest shit. The littlest shit. But they don't know where the fuck $1.5 trillion went. Whoopsies. I found it. I got your $600 right here, sir. But where's the $1 trillion at? Where's the $5 billion at? Nigga, what? Look at Andre, bro. I'm just as fucking mad.
Can't find where potentially trillions of dollars have gone missing to. So then I guess the question is, how do we fix it? Because it's getting to ironic levels of bad.
There are wait lists for these programs that are years long. There is fraud.
Ooh, bro.
If childcare is cut, I'm unable to work or go to school. I understand. Fraud is bad.
It just seems like people are given a script. Just read this when they question you, and then the truth kind of slips out accidentally. And this is where it becomes very obvious that the problem is not...
Ain't no way, bro. They let this bitch read from the script and she still broke character. Guys, we're fucked. No. That told me enough. We're fucked, Chad. We're fucked.
Versus right, because both sides had an opportunity to fix it, but they didn't. Take Doge, for example. When Elon proposed the Department of Government Efficiency, it shouldn't have been a left versus right idea. It's a very simple idea. Let's go look for fraud. And when he found it, The people in charge decided they didn't want to be accountable because opening the books meant risking what you might find, which is that everyone is guilty. So they didn't vote on it. And we've seen the same behavior from the others.
I ain't gonna lie, that's just a old trick in the book, bro. It's an old trick in the book. Your manager goes, hey, nigga, what happened? What happened? Does somebody want to own up to that mess up? This upset customer? Or do I gotta look at the cameras? No, you don't gotta look at the cameras. The cameras? No. It was my fault. My bad. Give me the write-up. It's cool. Yep. Nigga, bro, it's facts. If you ask a fucking damn near trillionaire to come in and be all like, hey, let's make this shit more efficient, bro. You make billions of dollars, right? Yeah. Let's bring your billionaire ideas in here and let's make this shit more efficient. Slong sling type shit. And everybody mad? Me mad this nigga want to make shit more efficient? Like, everybody was already up in arms when Elon found out that we was giving all these dead niggas social security checks. That was the first number. He didn't even get into, bro, this nigga,
And it's why people don't trust either side anymore, because when it matters,
bro, America's
neither
fucked.
side wants to apply
America
the rules
is
for themselves.
fucked.
And if the rules are not going to hold people accountable,
We're about to
here's
be
what's
a
gonna happen.
autocracy,
And it's slowly
bro.
starting to happen already.
Yeah, we're not
the
even
fraud
gonna get
itself,
democracy no more, bro.
but what it does to people's trust and how it affects the future of the country.
It's fucked. We're in trouble.
Once
yo.
people believe the system is corrupt, once they think rules
Yeah,
only
this
apply to
story-
certain people, something in a country sort of breaks. And it's very hard to fix once it's broken.
Very, see what I'm saying? This is hard. I always said, bro, I'm an abolitionist. I said, y'all need to tear this shit down. Fuck all this shit, bro. Tear it all up. Y'all fucked it up. Just build some new shit. Everybody take 2 days. Nigga, the country shut down for 2 days. And everybody just lock in. Let's figure out what the fuck we gonna do. Because this shit ain't working. Fuck.
Once people stop believing in ideals and the rule of law, they stop believing.
I'm in
anything
California.
else.
This shit ain't hit my
Then why
news.
should I go to work? Why
This
should
shit
I
ain't
pay
hit my
taxes?
news.
They stop believing.
They
in
don't want
fairness.
niggas to know this.
They stop believing that playing by the rules is even worth it. And that's when people start to compare America to countries they call corrupt. It's one of the biggest reasons why my family fled to come to the US. We wanted opportunity. We wanted fairness, law and order, a place where you could achieve something based on merit. But when stories like this break out, it means dishonesty might make you some money. It might even get you elected. So it's like, okay, then once I'm in power, well, then it's my turn to steal. And I think once that happens, it doesn't matter how many laws you pass or how many audits you try to have or how many press conferences you hold, you can't enforce legitimacy. And legitimacy, by the way, is built on a very simple idea. The rules apply to everyone, or they apply to no one. And right now, it seems that millions of Americans just realized that they were potentially cheated out of millions and millions, if not billions of dollars. And it should have taken an...
Bro, you can't tell people that, bro. You cheat. Y'all ever see a nigga, like, literally come to blows over a dice match? Because he don't feel like the nigga rolled the dice hard enough? Like, let that sink in. We playing for $20, $10, $5, $2 sometimes. That nigga didn't shake the dice. He didn't get enough one. He just dropped them shits. And now the nigga got a gun to his head talking about, oh, shake them motherfucking dice, nigga. Make them bones shake, nigga. That's $10. Now, if he aimed a gun at a nigga's head for $10, what the fuck is he gonna do for billions, millions, trillions? How do we reach trillions? Bro, this is about to be a fucking Netflix special. It's about to be a Netflix special, chat.
independent young journalist, a YouTuber, to expose it. But that seems to be where we are.
That's
Having said that,
that's
though,
that's
I wanna
some of the
thank
most.
Shirley and his friend David for doing the research on this video and bringing light.
It's over with, bro. That's some of the most mind-blowing shit out of all of it. I'm selling where I'm investing in 20. Okay, that's Graham's talking about some investment shit. That gotta be the most fucking what of it all. Like, what do you mean a fucking YouTuber? A YouTuber. A YouTuber figured this out. Like, not even like a veteran YouTuber. Like, this nigga ain't even been doing this like that. He just decided, I got an idea. Let me go in here. Let me record. Huh. Goddamn. Bro, I swear. Anyway, Schmitty Gang, this video didn't take long enough, man, because I want y'all to hear this. I don't even publicitize my shit. I don't let nobody go. I don't let nobody know what go on over here. What goes on over here, nigga, nobody knows about. Schmitty Gang, they don't know about. But this motherfucker, I gotta share. Because y'all, that made me hot. Got me pissed in the motherfucker, man. Get me off this motherfucking video.